This is JD's podcast, JD's Rubber Boots podcast. He's gonna sit and relax and tell you all sorts of stories. He's gonna talk all about life and sports, and probably we'll play some games. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast for the Masters.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the hottest new podcast in Augusta. It's called
The Third Row Tahoe.
Third Row Tahoe Podcast, starring
Puffy
and Jimmy.
There it is.
We've decided this year to try to do...
That the Rubber Boots podcast needed a little retooling.
let's just say two of the cast members were holding us back.
What do you mean you haven't heard of both?
We were trying to get sponsors, and everyone kept saying, you need to thin the roster.
That's right. And so that's why we've started the Third Row Tahoe Podcast, brought to you by the Tahoe.
And Buick.
Oh, wait a second. McAlpine won't be too happy.
No. McAlpine Tahoe.
What was the Tahoe made by?
Chevy?
Chevy Tahoe? Yeah.
Chevy Tahoe.
Okay. Are they... Okay. Well, we won't mention them then.
No.
Except in the title.
As our title sponsor.
How do you feel Masters Week has been going for you so far?
Well, Monday was a rainy one, so we didn't get a lot done on the course, but in our...
Boring.
In our beautiful studio, which we now have a very fancy desk, things have been great. And today, beautiful sun. I did not put sunscreen on.
Puffy, just if I can paint the listeners a picture right now, is one of the reddest humans I've ever seen in my life. His calves are...
muscular.
Well, they are ripped, but they are a hue of... scabbed red. No, they're not scabbed.
No, not that bad. But yes, I did know when I was out there with our ace cameraman, Ryan Vardy, that it was probably going to be bad. But the issue was it was a nice breezy day out there.
Right.
So you don't really feel the heat when the breeze is happening, and thus I thought I was going to be okay. But
you look like a red pepper.
Yeah. I'm. The good news is I'm not violently ill yet from the sunstroke. It'll probably be the Yinglings.
Yes, it probably will, or some combination thereof. Maybe you should. People complain that our Masters Pod doesn't make a lot of sense. There's too many people yapping. Bump, by the way, sitting in front of us and has been very quiet and well behaved so far.
Yes, this is his best performance ever.
Let's say hi to him. Hey, Bump.
Hey.
Welcome to the Third Row Tahoe Podcast. It's our new podcast.
It's a new podcast.
It's a spin-off podcast.
Oh, I love spin-offs.
I don't want to give anything away, but a little bit later on in the podcast, Bump does something athletically heroic.
Oh.
And a former PGA pro humiliates himself. Hi, Graham.
PGA Tour Pro.
Yeah, PGA Tour Pro.
That's true.
I said that on purpose because it really bugs him.
It does.
So why don't you talk to people? Why were you out on the course? What do you do at the Masters? Because a lot of people walk, especially at TSN, ask the question,
I'd like to know.
what do you do?
Well, besides MVP of boosting morale,
Yes, you do.
I am in charge of going out with a camera person,
Operator.
usually a gentleman, and we sort of try to get the feel of the course and bring it back to you guys. So I like.
When you say you guys, you mean the home viewer?
No, the people on our panel desk. Right. That'd be yourself, Bob Weeks, Graham Dillette, and Mark Zucchino.
We've added Mark Zucchino this year.
Yeah.
Happy 50th birthday.
I like to go out there and just see what's happening, and then I come back to you guys with tidbits that you use during the broadcast.
Mark Zucchino made his debut today, and they spelt his name with a U on the TSN network back home.
Now,
So.
would that bother you if your name was misspelled in one of our shows?
Like Duffy
Yeah.
or something like that?
Because that's what most people call you.
I have been working at the network for 27 years, so hopefully people get it right by now. Wow. But you're right, it's not an easy name. Like
people struggle with it.
Well, when
They spelled your first name with an L instead of a J.
Lames.
This wasn't funny.
It was amazing.
Graham Dillette.
He's like,
We can't hear you back here, Bob. That's why we put you in the front row. Spell Bob's name, Cara Waglin. That's pretty funny. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the telemarketers will say doothy or just doot. I don't know how they get doot out of it.
There's a lot
the
of
I and the E are silent.
Duffy, too, which I don't get.
Well, and most, like I told you, most people, when we're out, they'll yell Dutchy.
Yes.
Ode to our late friend Darren Netition, because I just think they can't say Duffy.
No, I also think it's because of your shoulders.
What is it?
Because I'm that big?
Yes.
Where we get our pizza from?
And we never ended up changing your name from Puffy. What was the name we came up with that we were thinking about changing?
I don't know. I can't remember that at all.
I think it was just Stan. How about Big Red? Because of your sunburn and your physique?
Well, it's big because I put on pounds of muscle, or just
No, I wouldn't mean that way. You're tall.
Yes.
You have girth.
Well, I guess that's what we would call it.
Edit point.
Welcome back to Third Row Tahoe, the hot new podcast brought to you by McAlpine Lincoln. This is a bit strange. We had to edit out some questionable content from our
The White Lotus.
It did involve the White Lotus. We didn't want to do a spoiler.
Yeah.
Would you do you have a hypothetical idea?
I do. We're at the Masters, so let's come.
We haven't done one in years. The people have missed it.
Yeah, so let's come with the Masters. So my question for you is: you're going to win the Masters tournament as an amateur, so you're not going to get any of the financial benefit.
This would be really me right now, like
you right now,
this time of my
at
life.
your age, 37 years old, winning the Masters as an amateur. So that means you can play there the rest of your life.
Okay.
But
sounds great so far.
You're going to return after that magical week.
Yes.
You're going to return to your actual regular abilities at golf.
Oh. So I have to go back every year and play and humiliate myself.
Yes. And
15 handicap.
Yes.
I'm not a 15 handicap. I'm a 10, Mr. PGA Pro, not Tour.
And in the next 20 years, you will kill a patron with an errant tee shot. Accidental was not your child.
Not a child.
A teenager who had a lot of golfing abilities and a bright future.
What does that even make a difference? I hope all teenagers and children have bright futures.
They don't all, James. So you will take the life, and it's an accident, so you will not be charged with any crime, but you will have to live with that.
Do they come from a good family?
They're well raised, and it's a forgiving family. They understand that it was an accident.
Oh, I would be taken under their wings.
No, they don't want to have anything to do with
do like
you.
a People magazine photo shoot.
That their forgiveness
it'll say on the cover.
Yeah, forgiveness will be had between you and the family, but it will weigh on your conscience. And you will still have to, hack the ball around that course every year for 20 years.
Do I have to go back, or can I just say I'm retiring as a champion?
After 20 years, you can retire.
Oh, but I have to play 20 years there.
You have to play 20 years. And the incident, we'll call it, could happen in year 1 after you won, or year 20.
Will I know it's going to happen at some point? You know that when they see your death, what was that movie?
Final Destination?
No, I was thinking...
Back to the Future?
I was thinking of the one with cowbell guy.
Oh, Will Ferrell?
No, not Will Ferrell. The other guy.
Oh,
more cowbell.
Oh, Christopher Walken. Yeah,
what was that
movie was he in?
It was a great movie. You could see the future. And then Martin Sheen was a crooked president who was going to end the world with nuclear war. He could see it, so he had to kill him. He had to assassinate him.
What movie are you?
Jamie Ryle, help me out with this. Christopher Walken could see the future, and then he
gotta give me more cowbell.
Say that again.
You gotta give me more cowbell. I gotta scream.
That's a pretty good walk.
Bump, it's much better than the emotional bump.
Yes, emotional bump. jumped the shark.
I'll remember. It's a really good Christopher Walken movie. I just can't remember what it's called. Christopher Walken can see the future, and then Martin Sheen's going to become president.
Are we at California Dreaming?
Somebody Google it for me. Christopher Walken. It's not called Dogs of War. Where were we?
The Batman.
I can't do it. I can't win the Masters. I can't kill a child.
It's very noble of you.
Would you?
100%. I'm a Masters champion.
An adult.
I get to wear the green jacket. I get to come to the tournament every year. I can play multiple rounds of golf at Augusta leading up to the tournament.
Yeah, you're rich, probably.
No, as an amateur, but you're making a good deal on the side.
Yeah, you'd make a lot of endorsement stuff.
Yeah.
The Dead Zone. Thank you very much. Very good Christopher Walken film. Look it up at your local Blockbuster.
James, accidents happen every day. People die. I think you're making a mistake by not taking this Masters Championship.
I would love to win the Masters.
Would it be the thing you would want to win more than anything else in the world?
Do you think that if you take out the death in your hypothetical, if you were a joke in the 20 years after, would that pain you, or would you be some sort of Happy Gilmore type hero because you won one? Like, you think people would cheer for you every year, or they would roll their eyes?
No, because who's that guy who won the U.S. Open that quickly became terrible? Campbell?
Feels like Lanny the driver is a little.
No one enjoyed his post-championship.
Yeah, but he was a U.S. Open champion. I covered that Open, by the way.
Yeah, but
that was the Open, by the way, where the crew had to have an intervention with me because I wasn't doing my dishes. So they had to, Bob Weeks and Dean Willers and Bump had to sit me down and give me a talking to.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was a tough moment for me.
And you guys threw a shoe at me because I kept leaving the TV on and falling asleep.
Yes, you did. Well, that's a Bump trademark. Are we almost here? By the way, we're debuting Third Row Tahoe because we are on our way to the annual Golf Canada Masters dinner.
Yeah,
it's a barbecue.
It's a barbecue. It's an event that we look forward to every year.
Last year, the crew from
Full Swing.
I couldn't come up with the show.
Full Swing were there,
and they filmed a lot of us, and none of it made the cut.
They insisted that we waste our time, apparently, for their own shits and giggles.
Yeah, we did. We had these conversations with Adam Hadwin, who was featured on the Full Swing show, and they didn't use any of it because they said Bump's questions were too fake.
Yeah, that's true. But they also, Puffy wanted to do frontal nudity, and they wouldn't pay him for it. So it does sell.
It's
what
true.
is Full Swing though? You know, nothing.
Yeah, well, it could have used the bump from Bump.
Lanny driving tonight. Bob Weeks riding shotgun. Graham Dillette Bump in row 2, and Puffy and I in third row
Tahoe. Whoa!
What was that?
Whoa, that was impressive.
The young gymnast did a complete floor routine on her lawn. GD, is that what that was?
Pretty much double back.
Okay, we're at the barbecue.
We're actually in our old. This is the neighborhood that we used to stay in Augusta.
Is it?
When we first would come down here.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll be back with more of Third Row Tahoe after
this.
the barbecue, unless things go too sideways at the barbecue.
I will do my best.
Edit point.
Welcome back to Back Row Tahoe, the only podcast done from the third row of a Tahoe in
Bump's ready.
at the Masters. It is. Puffy is busy watching his son now.
Well, in fairness, I'm not watching my son because he's hurt, so I'm watching other kids.
What happened? He hurt himself.
Broken collarbone, dirty hit by North Toronto. Boo, that kid.
Is that the hey?
It's farting.
Yeah, don't create. Stoff has a full-time job. Don't create work for him on this.
Stops? You guys still do this, Bud?
You know you listen.
I did. I listened to the last one in 2020.
We're listening.
What a shout out, G-Cat.
We're just leaving the Golf Canada barbecue, which once again we could have got out a few minutes earlier. GD.
Rate the food.
I should have
rate the food. They might. It was solid. I thought it was good.
It was really good. probably the best meal I've had so far.
Yeah, I thought it was really solid all the way around.
I like the dessert.
You know, the desserts were fantastic. There was like a little peanut butter ball.
Did you have the potatoes?
For dessert?
Yeah. Potatoes were good.
For dessert?
No, I didn't have it for dessert. I had potatoes as part of my entree.
What was she talking about with they put Mountain Dew on the apple crisp? Is that what she was saying?
Mountain Dew. Yeah, what was it? Mountain Dew.
I thought it was champagne, wasn't it?
Speaking of champagne, let's talk about last night.
Let's talk about Lanny and his incident with the champagne.
Let's talk about Lanny cleaning it up for you, and you just sat there the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, go on.
Yeah.
James,
the listeners are familiar with Champagne Tuesday, which is a long-time tradition at the Masters. It's usually when we tape this pod. It gets yelled a lot during the pod.
Champagne Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. So, Bump, as he was preparing for Champagne Tuesday, put a bottle of champagne in the freezer to chill it.
That's a good place to put it if you want it to cool off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I thought
it was
we were drinking the champagne on Mark Zucchino's 50th birthday.
Right.
And then I forgot about
He
it.
doesn't look a day over 47.
So this morning when Jimmy went in to make his smoothie, as he likes to do for Graham Dillette, because Graham works out, he opened the freezer and a champagne bottle had exploded.
You still have the neck?
He's still in the freezer.
Cork's still in there.
But the most interesting thing about it,
From my perspective.
Well, why don't you tell the people, GD?
Well, you went in, you're like, oh, did somebody leave a champagne bottle in here? And Jamie said, yeah, that was me. And then sat there as Lanny cleaned the entire thing.
Like, did not move from the table once.
Well, he knew what he was doing. Like, he had a clear plan. I did not. I was kind of sending out emails and noticed that the person that nobody reads my emails, but I still send them out because I have to prove my worth. And I noticed
don't get emotional. don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, I said don't do it.
to me. Come back to me.
Don't do it. Don't do it. There's no excuse. Were you busy with work? Is that what you're trying to say?
It was an excuse. I didn't mean to do it.
Just once again, Lanny proving he was the hero. Also, we learned at the end of the Golf Canada barbecue, Lawrence Applebaum always goes up and gives a nice speech, and Corey Connors and Taylor Pendrith, the two of the Canadian players, were in attendance, gave a nice little speech. And then at the end, two special honorees, Bob Weeks and Jamie Bump Rydell. Pronounced Rydell, but we forgive him.
Nobody pronounced my name.
He honored you two for participating in your 100th golf tournament together, and which is something we didn't even know, and we're your friends.
You guys knew because we were talking about this.
I never heard it.
But you knew where we were getting to. You knew.
I didn't know. So you guys have really done 100 tournaments together?
Yeah, we were doing this last year around this time. We were kind of counting up the tournaments, and then...
but is that like bullshit?
That
like if you guys hang out at your house and watch the John Deere Classic, does that count as one?
No, it was tournaments that we went to...
Together.
We were working the
tournaments together.
And how
did you... It's been 100.
Who keeps track of that kind of crap?
Well, I know which tournaments we worked. And...
What was your first one together? When did you guys meet?
It was...
Tell us the origin story.
U.S. Open.
We met in the airport lounge. Not even the lounge, the airport, waiting room.
Yeah.
And we went
What did you think of each other?
We had worked... This is a nice massage on my bicep.
I thought I was going for your nipple.
So you missed it, and it's not hard to miss. We first did...
Make it a funny story.
Well, it's not really funny.
Make it really funny. It's a podcast.
Make it hilarious.
I was going to say something I'm not going to. Really, there was a Mike Weir interview. Remember that, Weeksy? Where was that at? Which one?
We're losing people. We're down from 4 listeners to 3.
That was kind of the first time we worked together. It was the AP on it.
Did you get along right away?
Yeah,
what was your first impression of Weeksy?
In all honesty, we were kind of perplexed as to how the producer was handling where we were doing the interview and how we would do the interview.
Weren't you the producer?
No, I was the AP.
Who was the producer? Name him. Name names.
I can't name names.
Is he still there at
His name is
TSN?
Bill Dodson.
No, he's not at TSN anymore.
Dead.
Is he?
No, he's not.
Oh, if he was, I would have. If he's dead, I would have named the name. But, anyways, but the 2002 U.S. Open at Bethpage was the first one we did together. Yeah.
Well, that's special. Congratulations on 100
Thanks,
together.
That's great. Yeah, it's pretty
You
crazy,
and I
though.
have done probably like 15.
15?
No, maybe 25.
Probably more than that. No.
10 Masters, maybe 11
How
Masters.
come we don't get counts?
Canadian
Well,
Open. Yeah.
you get counts.
Well, have you counted? Why don't you count ours?
Well, I will.
Have a running tally.
Maybe you could get mentioned at next year's dinner.
Yeah, we'll do our.
That would be nice.
20th.
That would
I'd
be
like
nice.
to acknowledge
Would it
Graham
count-
Durant and Jamie
Oh,
Ryder
Puffy's
for
back.
their-
Would it
Well,
count the
for-
Masters at the British Open that I saw you at when I was a fan?
Oh, you were there with your beautiful wife.
At the time, girlfriend. Well, probably more lover at the time, actually. We hadn't reached girlfriend-boyfriend status.
No? You weren't
No.
even...
No.
You guys went to Scotland and you weren't even official?
Yeah, it was 2005. We'd been dating for about 5 or 6 months.
And you were boyfriend, girlfriend, 6 months.
Yeah.
Were you not exclusive?
Well, she was exclusive, and I was still a little bit fringy.
Did she know that?
No, she doesn't listen to the podcast, though, so we'll be good. Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Fringy.
We had a great time in Scotland, though. We did.
I know. I remember seeing you there. It was a wonderful time. That was Jack Nicklaus's last Open.
And Tanya got so Jack Nicklaus at his final British Open press conference. He invited up members of the media who had covered him over the years.
Right.
Now Jamie had gotten Tanya and I press passes, which was like maybe 3 weeks after the terrorist attack in like London.
On the subway.
Yeah, and they still had no picture on our media passes, and the security was very lax.
You were able to walk.
Yeah, like it was like
right to Jack
it felt
Nicklaus.
very uncomfortable.
That was I don't know if I've told this story on the pod before, but I never, part of the rules in our business, we never ask for autographs or anything.
Yes.
And at the end of that press conference, Jack Nicklaus' last Open, everybody stood up and gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And then all the reporters went to the front and got
That's the
their
story I was telling.
program signed.
you
Did I
have-
interrupt you?
No, but you have a different version of the story.
Why?
Because
What's your version?
Mine was that Tanya and I went into the press conference.
Oh, in my version, I was Tanya's lover.
Didn't make sense. She took a 30-second sabbatical, she said. Now, I did not feel
She
comfortable.
was also fringy.
That's probably fair. It was I who was the professional and said, I can't go up there and get the autograph.
Right.
But Tanya's like, she's like, what about me? I was like, do whatever you want. So she went up, and she was the third person to get her program signed by Jack Nicklaus at the final press conference.
So my story.
So you were at that same press conference?
I was, and so one of my traits back then, I liked the hijack interview.
You were very good at that.
Right. So
I think we watched you do a Tiger hijack interview at that
at the
one.
same Open. We did a Tiger,
And then he almost ran Tanya over.
right in his little cart.
When he's-
So Dean Willers, camera operator, and myself, we waited outside. So I went in the news conference. Dean waited outside. As soon as it was over, I came outside, hung out by the staircase where Jack was going to come down.
Yep.
Because they said no one-on-one interviews.
They're
but
like
I was-
kind of portables.
Yeah. So Jack comes, but I had purchased a golf ball earlier from the British Open because my son was young at the time, and I was going to collect little golf balls for him.
Yes.
So I said, I'm going to get Jack Nicklaus to sign my golf ball. I would have never asked until he invited everyone to come up for autographs.
He did.
So Jack walks out. We do a little hijack interview, 3 questions. And then I say, Mr. Nicklaus, before you leave, could you sign my golf ball? And he says, I don't sign golf balls, and he walks away.
Wow.
And I was a little crushed because it was the only time in my entire career I've asked anyone for an autograph.
Yeah.
And he said no.
So this is our 20th.
Flash forward,
Okay.
2023,
Ooh, that's a big flash forward.
I get invited to interview Jack Nicklaus at an event in Ottawa.
Okay.
I've learned a lot.
And I interview him on stage for 45 minutes. And unbeknownst to me, I had told this story to one of the organizers.
Okay.
They went to Jack beforehand and he signed a golf ball for me.
Wow.
Presented it to me on stage.
That's pretty emotional.
And then he told me I never didn't sign golf balls, so I just must have not wanted to sign for you. So it was sweet and also crushing at the same time.
So he signed for Tanya moments before blowing you off.
100%.
Yeah, he did give her a wink when he signed.
I didn't want to be like half and half.
I said, whatever.
Whatever, Jack.
But we did. I remember Tanya and I on the flight home openly discussing how much that autograph was going to be worth.
Do you think it's worth?
We were thinking tens of thousands of dollars.
Probably.
And it is not that.
My Jack Nicklaus golf ball sits
I
at
don't
work
know what it is. Yeah.
inside a roll of tape.
Wow.
It's it's like, what do you call it when you place something on something, like a little mount?
Yeah.
That's what it's mounted on. Anyway,
Can you give that to Jared or any of the girls?
I suppose I will at some point. I was thinking about like getting it framed. What girl?
You stole her sign that one time, Venus.
Oh yeah.
What? Tell us the story.
Missed it. No. Oh, you guys are on you guys are podcasting still?
Yeah. What's the story?
Well, there was that big billboard with that beautiful blonde realtor in Augusta.
Right.
And what was that, 3 years ago when you stole the sign off someone's...
I did not do that. Me?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I still, because she was beautiful. We drove past it every day. We're like, man, we just always commented how beautiful she was. And then one time you took it and you brought it into the house.
I think me and Puffy both said, guys, stop doing that. We love our wives. We don't ever look at other women.
No, never. But Brooksy has nice legs. I mean, nice one time.
I think it was Bob Weeks who did that.
Yeah, Bob Weeks is a terrible person.
Sorry, Puffy is despondent next to me. Sun season's over.
Yeah, it looks like it. For the fourth straight year, we're going to lose in the city final. But these kids have the heart of champions. We're very proud of them. We've been shorthanded for most of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
Barrett will be back strong next year.
Jared will be back stronger than ever. We're going to have him on this thing called steroids. HGH, and he'll be good.
All right, well, we hope you've enjoyed the first...
Horse tranquilizers.
Them too. We hope you enjoyed the first edition of Back Row Tahoe. When we get back to the house, hopefully the second annual backyard golf tournament. Hopefully we'll make it shorter this year. Welcome to the annual Augusta Lake Forest Open. James Duffy with you. I've shortened it down after last year's lasted about 33 minutes. And I don't think people enjoyed it. I'm side by side with my analyst,
Sean Skippy Cameron.
Skippy Cameron. We're down to the last hole. We skipped right to the final. It's undefeated Jamie Rydell against the voice of golf in Canada, Bob Weeks.
It's
Rydell,
a bump and run rivalry.
Ah, yes, the Bump and Run podcast. They're back. Oh, Weeks has just put on a clinic here today.
God.
He rarely misses the green. We've changed to wiffle ball this year after many people were injured when we played with the real golf ball last year.
Yeah, it's been a change for the good.
Yeah. Puffy thought he was the best wiffle ball player after acing a hole in a practice round yesterday.
It was one of the shots of the tournament.
All right, so where are we here? Which is the front hole? And that's where Weeksy is?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't commentate that very well. Great shot, Weeksy. I'm a little late. So Rydell is in a hazard just behind the green. What's he got?
He's got about 11 yards to the pin, but he's been great in the hazards all day.
He's got a 60-degree wedge in his hand. It's onto the green. Oh, it's well struck. It's well struck. It ends up about 5 feet from the pin, but Weeksy is in the first cut of rough, only 3 feet away. So Rydell essentially has to make this, you would think.
Well, my expertise on these greens is this is an impossible putt to make.
Which way does this move?
It moves forward to backwards.
Rydell with a must-make here in the championship. Oh, wait a second. If he loses this hole, does it go to one more hole?
Yes, it will go to one more.
Oh, sorry.
That's how it works.
We're confusing our listeners. Rydell? Oh, he's missed it to the left. So Weeks now has 2 putts to get in
to a sudden death playoff.
and force a sudden death playoff to win it all. And he's made it! Bob Weeks and Jamie Rydell will go to a final one-hole playoff match to decide the Lake Forest Augusta Wiffle Ball Open.
And we'll get back to you next year.
No.
Oh, we're going to keep doing this?
Yeah.
Front left?
Welcome back to Augusta. James Duffy along with Sean Skippy Cameron, former 4th-ranked player in the world in backyard wiffle ball. Bob Weeks on the tee now in the playoff hole.
Gorgeous.
It's a little long this time. Ooh. Oh, a rare miss by Weeks in a clutch situation as he's gone long into the same hazard that Bump was in just mere moments ago. And now Bump.
This shot is his specialty over the hot tub, right into the...
He stuck it in the rough. He's in the first cut.
He's in a good spot.
We need to get clarification as to which is the hole you are playing for.
Front left.
Front left.
That one. Okay.
Front left.
Bump's in actual good position.
So Weeks now, again, from the hazard just behind the green. Oh, he struck a child's driver in his backswing.
Actually, it was just a child.
Oh, my God. Oh, good chip. Oh, exquisite. Exquisite.
That's why they call him Bob Dirty Weeks.
Do they call him that? All right, so now Rydell in a really strong position. If he makes this, he is the champion. He's up against a piece of concrete, just at the edge of the rough. He's got about 7 feet to the hole. Oh my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
He choked. Choking dog he is.
Does that remind you of someone?
David Hearn from the podcast many moons ago.
Bump now for a 3, and he's made it.
Oh, that's not unheard-like.
All right, and now Bob Weeks has to make this, or Bump is the champion.
Yes,
he's made it. We're going to a second playoff hole.
Or a first playoff hole.
Back, you can watch them go back to the tee on Playing Through as we take a commercial break.
It's hard to follow.
Just during the commercial break, we had some clarification from the 2 contestants that we are not actually in the final. No. We are if Bump wins this match.
We're doing a bit of a page playoff for you curling fans out there.
Well done. So if Bob wins, we'll go to a sudden death final to decide it. If Jamie wins, it's over. He's put it over the hot tub, 1 bounce on the patio, and into the rough. Good position for Jamie Rydell. Here comes Weeks.
Do we know which hole they're going towards?
We do not again know which hole. Oh, Weeks, he's just got such a glorious touch.
Like butter.
Similar positions.
Yes.
Which hole are we going to? That one right there?
Oh, wow.
Oh, 2 terrific shots. Just to give our listeners, let's make it like a radio doc, which is, I guess, what a podcast is. So that is, we don't do this on YouTube. Yeah. There are 4 different holes on this little green in our master's house.
In all different lies, is what they would say, right?
No. Oh. You mean undulations?
Undulations, I guess.
Yeah. So we've altered the holes, each hole. So once again, Bump to perhaps win a championship if Weeksy can't hit this. And he's made it.
Wow.
Oh, no. I jinxed him. It went off to the left.
Weeksy for the win, but then to force more golf.
He's done it.
He's done it.
So now we go to the 1-hole playoff for the championship?
Yeah, a 1-hole playoff for the
1-hole playoff for the championship. We'd like to apologize to all our listeners.
We're as confused as
which
you
would
are
include
right
Andrew Arsenault, Stoff,
Irving Ho,
Lester.
Yep. The guy from Germany.
Ricky Schmidt's still around?
The hole with the magic on it. Back left hole.
Here's an idea. If you are still listening, send out where you live. And we'll do a segment on it.
Where do you like to do your backyard
Where you live.
golf?
All right, here we are into the playoff. Here's Bob Weeks. Oh my goodness, he's in the hot tub. He is in the hot tub.
He has not done that all day.
Well, that's just the pressure getting to him.
Yeah, that is. Look at him.
Who's the choking dog now?
He is a choking. But this is where
Rydell shines. He has
stepped up time and again today.
He has a Tommy Wants Wingy T-shirt on, and he's put it on the green.
Wow.
That's just money. That's the shot of a champion. What does it say about our league if a guy wearing a Tommy Wants Wingy T-shirt wins?
He looks like he's a NASCAR.
Weeks has elected not to play it out of the hazard. He'll take his penalty stroke, and he'll now be playing his third.
That's pretty nice.
Which is the hole? It's
God.
Over, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tap-in for the championship. Jamie, a concession. a concession. Just like the President's Cup in South Africa, it's a tie. Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Here's bump. Your first ever?
No, second. I won last year against Graham.
It was different. This is wiffle ball.
That's true.
You won the title last year as well?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Me and Graham played a match.
You're back-to-back champions at Augusta. Only 3 men have ever done that before. Scotty Scheffler will attempt to be the 4 men now.
Yeah, 4 now.
I always knew you could do it, Skippy.
There's been struggles. We all have them. I had to dig deep within here. Right this heart. You can't measure a man by the size of their penis.
That's bum. Cut him off. Ladies and gentlemen, we were hoping this would only be a 1-minute segment, but we kind of got lost on the rules. So now it's 7 minutes of, frankly, probably pure torture for you. We'll see you a little bit later on tonight, maybe?
Yes, maybe tonight. We'll maybe try to get some beers in us and get us in a good mood.
I'd like to thank David Hearn. He really inspired me. He choked so many times on Sony PlayStation.
I'm going on a quest. All right, today, this is the first time we've ever done part of the pod on Wednesday. It's second row Tahoe, because there's only 4 of us in the Tahoe today, returning from Augusta National. Oh, it was a very successful day, a very well-produced show by Jamie Rydell. Some incredible insight from former PGA Tour pro Graham Dillette. Yes. And some excellent work on course by Sean Skippy Cameron.
I was very good on there.
Look, we did it a little different this year. We only did the we didn't do the late night Tuesday night Puffy drunk fest that has made people fall in love and then grow to hate the Masters pod. There's quite a transition over the years. I don't even know if there's anything that Stoff can use that we sent back from last night, but wanted to wrap it up with some Masters predictions. I know it's typical. Yes. Every Masters pod does this. I don't think we ever do, but I think we should do it right here. Okay. So I'm going to start with you, Puff. You make your prediction for Sunday, and maybe a dark horse in there somewhere.
Well, he's not really a dark horse, but the guy that I like is Ludwig Oberg. See, whenever I say Oberg, they say Aberg, and if I say the opposite. So that kid, I like him. I like his swagger. I like his game, and I think he's one of those guys who plays well here in Augusta, and I like him to win.
So he's not really your dark horse. He's actually your prediction to win.
Yeah, he's my prediction to win.
Second in his first Masters last year. Very handsome fellow, too.
He is. He went to Texas Tech. He's married he's dating a tennis
Puffy,
player.
they're coming to get you.
Oh, God. I regret nothing. Yeah, so I always like guys who date athletes.
He's just dating.
But they live together, I think. They bought a place. She's English.
Did you see this on Full Swing?
I know I did. I saw on Full Swing a little bit, and then I deep dived her.
Did you see a deep dive her because you saw a picture of her on the internet?
Yes, and she looked really pretty. And then I deep dived her. Is that bad? Is that a wrong thing to do?
No, I don't think so. You were just interested.
Yeah. Do most people do that? I'd like to hear feedback from our listeners.
Okay. We can get that on our next episode, which comes your way in early September. All right. So Ludwig Oberg, who is both your favorite and your dark horse, even though he's not a dark horse. Let's go to producer Jamie Rydell.
Oh, hi.
It's really Rydell, but everybody else says Rydell here, so I'm starting to like that, like the football helmet. I want a winner.
Okay.
And a dark horse.
So I've been on Rory for weeks. So Rory McIlroy to win. Dark horse. Let's go with. That's a good one. Dark horse. Shane Lowry.
Do I turn?
Shane Lowry. I think that would qualify.
Does that qualify?
Yeah.
If not, I got another one.
Having a good season, good Masters player, has a bit of a history here. Not every year, but right.
Yep.
All
Or Tom Fleetwood.
Oh, Tommy Fleetwood.
I thought you were going to say
What a Hochcoin?
Yeah, Hochcoin.
All right, so good selections again. Graham Dillette's driving. I don't want to distract him through the windy streets of Augusta.
Where do I go here? Straight?
Keep going straight.
Okay.
Go straight. All right, we need a favorite.
My winner is Patrick. Just kidding. I'm going with Rory McIlroy to win. I really am. I think that he gets it done. And then my dark horse would be Sepp Straka. With a little nod to Daniel Berger. I think he's going to.
Daniel Berger's a good
The German.
Good choices all around. Jeez, do I go with my heart? Because I would like Rory to win too, but that's kind of boring since you guys. And you know what? I'm gonna be even more boring. I think Scotty's gonna find his game here. So I'll
find his game here. Oh yeah, he's really been struggling.
Well, he has been great. Okay, yeah, it's boring. Nobody will remember if I pick Scotty. I'm not gonna pick Scotty. I'm not gonna pick Rory.
No.
Who am I gonna pick? I'm not gonna pick Adam Scott. I am gonna pick as my dark horse Will Zalatoris.
Oh, that's a good dark horse. I like that.
He's been playing good golf this year. The back issues behind him. Has a pretty good track record in limited time.
Is he over a $130?
At Augusta National. He's a skinny boy. So Will Zalatoris will be my dark horse. And my winner. Who else who's in the second tier of favorites? I don't think Bryson. You know what? Here you go. Brooks Koepka. Everybody forgets about him all the time. He's playing pretty decent golf on the LIV Tour. I'm not going to underestimate him. Brooks Koepka, the winner of the Masters, although Will Zalatoris will eke it out likely on Sunday to make me heroic.
Now, yesterday I had boots on the ground here in Augusta, Georgia, and I did notice some maybe secret negotiations for Justin Thomas and Fred Couples to join the LIV Tour. Brooks was playing with them, and it looked like they were leading that direction.
That's not going to happen.
It looked like that's what was happening.
There's no place for LIV propaganda.
I'm not going to say it is 100% happening, but keep your eye out for that move.
All right. So usually at the end of this pod, I apologize for Puffy's behavior and all the people talking over one another. Hopefully we did a better job this year here in the Tahoe edition of the Masters pod. Maybe it was too boring for you.
It's actually a second row expedition.
Oh, this is an expedition. It's not second row Tahoe. Okay, different vehicle today. We have multiple vehicles here on the TSN team. Anyway, thanks for listening. And we'll see you, like I said, for whatever it is, season 18, episode 1 in September.
Hey, how are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait. Don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? The dunk tank at the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up. Please. Somebody. Hey? Anyone?